And I would say my favorite person, probably related to Black History Month. I know this might sound a little basic, but it's MLK. But there's a reason for that. That's because he advocated for not necessarily something that was like a politically or like super, nitpicky thing, but it was like we're all people, and people need to be treated equally. So that would probably be my answer to that.
She inspired a whole generation and a whole movement to stand up for what they believed in and was able to change the course of history for the better.
My Black History representative is Alexandria Osako Cortez. She is a New York representative in Congress, and she not only fights for women's rights, but she also is fighting for the underprivileged as well.
If I had to choose somebody that actually made a difference, I'd have to say Obama. First, he was like the United States' first black president. I technically grew up under his presidency, so I got to see a lot of the reforms he did. He helped break a barrier that not a lot of people thought could happen before him.
My favorite activist is Martha P. Johnson. She was a black trans woman who was a big voice in the gay rights movement in the 60s. She is often known as the person who threw the first brick at Stonewall.
The civil rights activist that influenced me the most is Martin Luther King. Not just his influence in civil rights in general, which was huge, but also his fight for the working class of everyone.
She inspires me because I am trans myself, and her work in her riots and her activism and her protests, it has affected trans people today.
So my, I guess, most inspiring person is Martin Luther King Jr., and I think that the reason why I like him is because his protests were pretty peaceful for the most part, but he still got his message across, and I really appreciate that, obviously, because change the world.
My person today will be Bell Hooks, and she is a women and black activist for children of education as well. And she's just really inspiring because she has a lot of great points in education.
So the person that inspires me is Martin Luther King, because he fought for, he did that whole march for everybody to have rights, and he was just such an amazing person.
My person is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I really like her because of her work with women's rights and activism.
My favorite civil rights activist will have to be Malcolm X.
My favorite activist is Malcolm X because he was such a radical person.
I don't know. I think what he did was pretty inspiring, I guess.